Hello there, how are you doing? Okay, now in this video, let's get the data from the firebase so that we can display to our users on the screen, right? Let's do that. First thing, what I want to do is I want to install Lodash library, which is a very popular JavaScript library that has a lot of useful methods. Okay, so the one I'm going to use on this course is map method. Okay, so I'll show you how to use that. So let's begin installing that Lodash. Let me create a new window so that it keeps running. All right, so let me create here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cd into React, get inside diary, and yarn add Lodash. Done. Okay, it should be here in the yeah, got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import it in our app.js. So let me hide the sidebar, okay, so that you can see it well. Okay, so import underscore from Lodash. Okay, now we can use a map method to get the object from the firebase and iterate through and display on the screen. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this method, because instead of embedding everything here in the body section, let's keep it neat. Okay, so we have this body. Okay, let me collapse just the form, right? Just the form. Yeah. Okay, that's the first text area. This is the second input and text area. Okay, so we have this form. So inside this, after the form, maybe I can have this render method, which will render all the posts that we get. Okay, so let me create this method first. So what we're going to do is that we're going to call it, let's call it render nodes. Okay, render nodes. Let's make nodes. So this method, what it will do, it will return, and I'm going to use this underscore dot map. Okay, so this method, what it does, it takes the collection. Okay, first argument is a collection, second argument you want to do is a function, and in this case we're going to use arrow function and do whatever we want. Okay, first we supply the collection. So where is the collection? We don't have any collection. How do we get from the firebase, right? Okay, so looks like we're missing a step here. Not missing, but this is the real workflow. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all the nodes from the firebase and save in our state. Okay, so until we work with Redux, because this step I want to show you at least how you can work without Redux, because we don't need Redux in most of the cases, really. So without Redux, how you would do, you need to know that, right? Obviously. So let's say nodes. Okay, so nodes will also somehow come to the state, and to begin with it will have empty, it will have no nodes, because at the moment it has no nodes. Just like we got titles and bodies, it was empty, but somehow from the user input we got. Now how do we get these nodes? That's a good question. Okay, so how do we get that is using one of the lifecycle methods of React. Okay, so React has a lot of lifecycle methods, like component did update, component will update, component will receive props, and all that. So overwhelmed with all these methods. Some of them are pretty useful, and we're going to cover quite a lot in this course till the end. Okay, so component did mount, for example, this is the one we're going to use here. So what that does is when React application boots up, right? When it boots up, it gets ready. So when it gets ready, that is called the mounting. It's ready, it's mounted, and it's ready for the user to see in the browser. So during that time, once that is done, that is the initial stage. Once that is mounting is done, then we can do all sorts of things, because we don't want to go to the Ajax and do all that stuff before component even mount. That doesn't make sense. First it has to be ready, then we go on and do all the stuff. So when the component is ready, so using this, so component did mount, I'm going to use this lifecycle method. Okay, what we want to do is we want it to go to the database and get the values from there. Okay, so we have this database reference, obviously. So what we can do is when component did mount, go to the database, reference the database on. So we get this on method from the firebase. Okay, I'm not just making it up. It's on. It's just like on, click on something. It's like on database. It's on. It's a real-time database. Always anything happening you get to see here. So on, what are you going to do is on value. Okay, so on value, which means value can keep changing. We might be adding new value, will be constantly changing. So that will be returned to us as a snapshot. Okay, so that will come to us as a snapshot. Now this is a function. This is arrow function. Okay, now this snapshot you could name anything like you can my data or whatever, but snapshot is the standard. Everyone uses this. This is the recommended way. This is the official way. Okay, so database on value, it's just like saying, for example, in jQuery, database on click do something like that. This is on value. This is the real-time database. It always changes, always updates. So on that case, on value, get the snapshot, and then the snapshot will have all the stuff that we want. Okay, so when we get the snapshot, what we want to do, we want to set the state, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to set the nodes, right? We want to populate. In fact, let me make this object, right? Make this object. Okay, so when we get the snapshot, what we want to do is we want to set the state. We want to set the state, and then the nodes will be the snapshot that we got from the firebase as a return, right? Snapshot dot val. Okay, so this is a method we can use. So when component mounts, go to the database and keep track on this event. So on value. So on whenever value, whatever value is there, give me as a snapshot. If it changes, because it's on method, it's real-time database, it always returns the live result. Okay, so go there, get the snapshot, and set our state. This set state. This set state. Set state. Okay, so this set state nodes, its value is the snapshot value. Okay, so snapshot will be an object. We will get the object. Awesome. Okay, so this nodes we got, we should have this node in the state. Let's have a look. React. Okay, so nodes, as you can see, is there something there? Empty object. Okay, so what happened here is this set state is a method, but I passed the object straight away. Okay, that is one mistake I did here. Okay, so this set state is a method. As you can see, this is a method. As you can see, the parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis we have the object, right? So I should do the same here. I can't just pass the object straight. So use the set state method like so. Okay, this set state, no equalize. What am I doing? Okay, so just like this one, the set state. Okay, this is just a method. Okay, so setting the state with using this method and passing the value, the object. Okay, so this object nodes will set based on the snapshot that is returned. Okay, now it should work. Save it. If you go, okay, nodes. Wow, as you can see, we've got 2 nodes. Awesome. So these 2 we created earlier. Now we can target this collection using this method that I was going to use earlier, and then render. How cool is that, right? So let's do that. Can't wait. So this state nodes. Okay, so target this state nodes. That's the first argument, which is a collection, and then the next is a function, which is going to be a return arrow function, right? So this function, what it will do? what I want is I want to get the key, note, and then the key, right? Because we need the key to render each object. We need to pass the key, otherwise React will throw an error. Okay, so we got the collection, we got the callback function which has the key note. It iterates through each of the collection and then returns the note and the key. Now what we can do is we can again return. Okay, so return within this parenthesis, within this return statement, let's create a div, this div, and give it a key. Okay, unique key. All right, now each node will have the key, the unique key. Okay, so this is the key. Each node, the Firebase creates automatically the unique key. All right, so that one, return div key, and what we can do is maybe wrap in h2, and then within these curly braces, every time you want to write, this is JSX, right? So a mix of HTML and JSX, JavaScript, which is JSX. So you want to write some JavaScript expression, you just use this these curly braces, right? So what we want to do is we want to say display the node title, right? And then again in a paragraph we can display the node body. Okay, so we can invoke this method, render method, go right down, just below, within this render, just below the form, below the end of the form, let's put here, not like that, curly braces, render nodes, and invoke this. Okay, and you also need to reference to this as this render node, and we need to bind this as well. Okay, and this, never forget this one, this render nodes, dot bind this. Okay, so once you bind, go here, and as you can see, we have the results. Pretty awesome, right? So what we can do is we can create a new node body, save it. You get the snapshot in real time. I mean, this is super exciting. I'm pretty sure you're excited, right? This is absolutely amazing. Okay, this is it. Now this video has been quite long, so we're done with the React side. Now what we're going to do is, before adding more features, what I would like to do is I would like to integrate Redux, because otherwise it would be kind of late. Okay, so we understand how to work with the React and Firebase without using Redux, right? It's pretty straightforward. But now in the next video we're going to integrate Redux. Okay, so I'll see you in the very next video. Thank you.